Welcome back to BBPN. I'm your host, Cadet Tank, and we have another week of NATTS action for you. Speaking of action, the CDT is going to be a little bit shorter this week than normal, but don't worry, Callisti made up the difference. And besides that, I'm going to bombard you with memes. That's right, tons of Blood Bowl memes and all the ones I can find. Alright, without further ado, let's get this show on the road.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome to BBPN. I know it's a little late, that's my fault. Kinda didn't, I'm on vision too. Didn't get recorded here in time as I was busy with something. Let's go ahead and look at the court division this round. Won't go over the teams this time, but let's go ahead and look at our schedule, see who's won as we're in day 4. So we had the Ogres beating the Orcs 1-0. The Dark Elves losing 2-1 to the Lizards. The Bretts rolling over the Widows 4-2. And the Dwarves beating the Rats 2-1. Orcs then 2-0 win over the Dark Elves. The Bretts 3-0 blowout of the Ogres. 1-1 between the Dwarves and the Lizards. And 2-1 with the Wood Elves getting a win over the Rats. Then 2-0 for the Wood Elves over the Orcs. 2-1 with the Lizards over the Rats. 1-2 loss for the Ogres to the Dwarves. And a 0-2 loss for the Dark Elves against the Bretts. As we're seeing, 2 games that have played day 4. And it's 1-2 with the Orcs losing to the Lizards. And the Bretts finally getting their first loss this season to the Dwarves. Look at our leaderboard. We do have the Dwarves now on top at 3-1. Same with the Lizards at 3-1. The Pegasus Knights dropped to 3rd with that loss with 3-0-1. Panda's at 2-0-1, so they get to play. Helix at 5 with 1-0-3 at the Orcs. Ogres at 6 at 1-0-2. And Scheme and Dark Elves both coming down here at 0-0-3. Surprising to see that, as the Rats are pretty good, and it's in the hands of Callisti, who's usually really good with these kind of teams. And Dark Elves just can't seem to really get anything going. Looking forward, we'll go ahead and do some predictions for 4 and 5 here. Surprisingly enough, Panda is being able to, imitate a good coach, and it's winning lately with Wood Elves. I'm going to go against the grain here and pick the Ogres, because the Ogres could do a lot of damage, and plus, I always like predicting an Ogre win. And for Skaven versus Dark Elves here, seeing that Skaven hasn't really been able to do a lot of skills, but neither has the Dark Elves, I'm going to go with the Dark Elves on this one, because I feel like having that full team with speed and armor 8 over their armor 7 is going to be able to stop the Skaven and win in probably in a 2-1, maybe a 2-0 way. In day 5, we have the Dwarves versus the Orcs. I'm going to go with the Dwarves, as they have shown that they have pretty much able to beat any good team to go against this year. Bretts versus the Rats, as the Rats are not really skilled up, and the Bretts look extremely good this year. I'm going to go with the Bretonians. Wood Elves versus Dark Elves. I'm going to go with the Wood Elves surprisingly on this one, because, as I said, somehow, I guess he picked up a manual, and Panda is playing like a good coach. And the Dark Elves can't seem to dodge, hit, or do anything great this season. And Lizard versus Ogres. I'm going to go with the Lizards. All that strength. I feel like they're going to be able to hit the Snotlings, and the Snotlings are going to die. But that is the core division for this week. Next week we can go over teams, see how they're developing, and then we'll go into the final broadcast of the first round, hopefully, and see who's going on, who's not, and how good the teams are that are going on, and how I think they'll do. The next time, this is your local heretic saying, "Spill blood for the blood god, and gather skulls for the skull throne." Back to you, Cadet.
Ace, the helpful place.
What do you mean the scum took his audio editor? The scum can't be taking all the help around here. We can't afford more goblins. Nobblers? Man, we can't. Hey! Welcome back. Great job, Ace. You guys kind of caught me off guard. Let's just go over to the CDT division.
What are you guys doing here? There's nothing to report this week. Nothing at all. Yark had some major technical difficulties and couldn't show up for our game. So the game waited until the push date, which was quite a way off, but my rogue apothecaries ended up getting a free 2-1 win. Yeah, that's the only thing that's changed. Everyone in the CDT has basically been twiddling their thumbs all week. So yeah, back to you. I'm gonna go back to stabbing a living cupcake with a swordfish in order to prove myself worthy enough to deliver his mail. Damn, I love this game.
Oh yeah, I forgot that happened. Wait a sec, what are you playing? And do you do that while you're working on BBPN? That explains everything. No wonder all your submissions are always late. Okay, let's go ahead and go over to Panda MCC. Redeem us, Panda.
Good evening from the Panda News Desks. So, here we are, match day 4, and we're going to take a peek at the teams and we'll do predictions. So, let's get started. You have Zectorman with Back to Orc 6. Playing as Orcs. He took a Miss Next on one Blitzer. He's got a wonderful Strength 5 Black Orc. One with Block on Sure Hands, and Mighty Blow on the Blitzer. So he's doing pretty well. He's got a Strength 5 guy, and that's pretty nice. Orcs don't get as much out of it. It does give him a leverage up against the other Bashir teams, like the Lizards and Dwarfs. They need one more assist on the guard ball, but yeah, pretty standard. 3 rerolls, Apoth. He's good, and he didn't pick up the troll, so he's double good. We got Vapor Gecko with the Goblins, running a really high team value at 980. Let's see what they've got. So predictably, he has some hurt Goblins. He got guard on the troll, and that's good. No level up. He's got the chainsaw, the fanatic, but no Pogor. This is sad. I want to see the Pogor. He's the best goblin player. He's got a couple levels of sidestep, which is fine. He still doesn't have the apothecary. I assume that'll be bought before he plays again. It would really suck to lose one of the secret weapons or a troll. Cadet with the Wood Elves. The other Wood Elf coach this season. Also on the BBPN. So he's got a Dead War Dancer. Ow. He's got a catcher with block and sidestep. So there's his side cage piece. He's got the thrower. And yeah, and a War Dancer that's not leveled. So it's terrible. Down to 1 reroll still. He did take all the positions at the start, but this is something that can happen. He's missing like 2. I wouldn't want to start with less than 2, but He did, and it either would have went really well, where he would have had tons of levels on these guys, or it would have went really badly. And it's not really badly yet, but the early War Dancer being dead is pretty rough. Good luck, Cadet, and keep these players away from the tackle. Hogstench was Chaos at 1200. It's a little high. Let's see what he got. So 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So he has an extra Beastman. He's got the Apoth, and he's got 3 rerolls. He took Mighty Blow on the 2 Beastmen first, and with a Tackle. Tackle, I think's right. Block, tackle, tackle, block, just depending on where your rerolls are at. But he's at 3. So taking the kill skills first instead of the save a reroll skill is, still think it's the wrong order, but it's less bad. Or at least in my eyes, Hogstench did a lot better than I did the last couple seasons, so he might know something that I don't. No levels on the Chaos Warriors yet, so yeah, we'll see how they develop later. Laser Dentist with the Undead. I see 3 ghouls. So he's got Blodge, and that's it. Blodge on 1. So he's either had really low scoring games or he's missed a few. We'll take a look at what happens after that. Yeah, 2 fan factor, 3 team rows. This one's all pretty standard. Looks good though. He just needs to start getting some levels on the whites, definitely. And yeah, the ghouls. Warcaster with Nurgle. Oh, he's got Guard on the Beast. He's got 3 rerolls. 1, 2, 3, 4. All 4 warriors. And some Rotters died. He's got a Dodge Presti. And Guard on the Beast. So he definitely needs to get some blockers, some skills on the warriors if he can. Yep, that's it. Probably see Kick or Dirty Player coming up soon. Probably Dirty Player. They're pretty slow to take advantage of Kick unless they're going for almost onsides. Resin with the Dwarfs. He has both Troll Slayers, but his guard piece is out with minus agility, so the already clumsy dwarf is even more clumsy. He's got block on the runner, which is good, but not really a bunch of other skills to go with. But it's still only match day 4. But you really, I think, and we've talked about this a little bit, is you really want to be aiming for the skill points early, since the cutoff, there's very few being cut off in round 1 this go around. So having a lot of levels going in is pretty important. So hopefully he can get some cast going on, get some levels in there. Super fed with the Amazons. He's got 2 out for Miss Next. They're not perms. He's got 3 rerolls already. He's got the Apothecary. He's got his Murder Blitzer. He's got his Assist Blitzer. I'm sure one of these will turn into a Ball Hawk. And that's it. He's got Dirty Player. And the Blodge Catcher, but they're going to be out for the next one. So the team looks good. He said he's going to play them in more bashy style. It seems like it's working out so far for him, and hopefully he'll continue on. So that's it for the team coverage. I'm going to take a look at the leaderboard, see who's where and what's going on. All right, so going for the leaderboard. Superfed's at 4-0. He's undefeated. That's not a surprise, really. We've got Hogstench up in second place with the Chaos, with 2-1-1. Laser Dentist at 2-0-1. So there's still some games to be played, it looks like, for match day 4. But, yep. Let's see. Orcs bringing up 4th. Nurgle and the Dwarfs. And then the bottom 2 that are being cut, slots 7 and 8. We have Cadet bringing it up with the Wood Elves. Yeah, he's had some bad luck. And we've got Vapor with the Goblins. So either one of these teams can easily come back up. Goblins might have a little bit of a harder time, given that the lineup is kind of kill heavy. And of course, Wood Elves are Wood Elves. They can flip it around and win 3 or 4 in a row. It's just going to be tough. So we'll see what we can see, and hopefully it works out for everybody. So for match day 4, we have Nurgle versus Orcs have yet to play, and the Undead. And the Goblins? No, that's not the Goblins. No, maybe it is the Goblins. I don't know. Cackling Cup versus... Yep, it's the Goblins. Alright, so I'm going to give it to Undead, especially if the mummies get going, or if they can tie up the trolls. I think Undead, at this point, with how high the team value is on the Goblins, are in a pretty good spot to win. Ugly Side of Disney versus the Orcs. I didn't see a lot of levels on the Nurgle, and the Orcs are pretty good straight out of the box, so I'm gonna give the advantage over there. So for match day 5, we have Orcs versus Amazons. I did not see any real kind of tackle on the Orcs. We have the one kill piece they're trying to build out, I believe, that had tackle on the Blitzer. No, I'm sorry, that was another team. Sorry, he doesn't have tackle. So definitely it's going to go to the Amazons. With all the dodge, the lack of tackle, and they're just more, they have a little bit more movement than the Orcs, and they can certainly put the hurt back on them too. So we got Merca's Maniacs versus the Goblins. Well, I think the Maniacs are going to take it off the Goblins. It's going to be tough for the Goblins. Like I said, they're still running a high team value. I'd really like to see it trimmed so they can pick up some more bribes, even if they're cheap. We get the Pogoer. Ugly Side of Disney versus slightly taller Halflings. I'm going to go with the Nurgle with the anti-pass game, especially if they can position around. It doesn't matter how many catchers he's got. If they're taking too many minuses, even the catch reroll is not really going to help them that much. So I think the Nurgle can do it. And the Presidential Undead versus the Fence Pumping Annihilators. We're going to go with the Presidential Dead. I think the Undead have the advantage in this setup. So, with that, looking at this match day in number 5, see if I was right, and we'll see if I was wrong. And remember, pandas never lose. We only win less.
What's wrong with his lights? Why doesn't his lights work? Now, bullshit. The scum took his lighting goblin too? Do we have to have a single goblin for everything? You're a union? When the goblins become... Hey, welcome back. Great job, Panda. Yeah, phew. Those wood elves are in trouble. Okay, so let's get a quick word from the scum.
Got a typical, isn't it, in this league? Anyway, getting on there, lads. Games of the week have been coming to you. Weeks 1, 2, and it looks like 3, if the critical division ever gets around to it, should all be going up, and soon coming up, week 4, week 5, and we all know how this works, and then soon give you the great breakdown. So, go on over, check them out, take a brief peek, leave a comment, leave a like, and nuffle, bless your dice.
Nicely done, Discom. Nicely done. A little too nicely done, if I would say. Give me a call later. We have to have a few discussions. Okay, so let's go to last but not least, the VGP with Callisti.
Hello and welcome to what promises to be yet another thrilling installment of action from Week 2 of Season 11 NATTS League VGP Division. I'm your host, Callisti Mayer, the Golden Apple of Discord. So it's been an amazing week for some, a terrible week for others. I am one of the others. I'm not in VGP Division, but just a little Callisti Mayer update. Lost both games I've played so far. I still have my third game to play, and it's against Vort's Lizardman team, and I'm not predicting good things. So this may be the season that I wash out. And sorry to see some of you in VGP Division are also sharing in my misery. Some of you are doing amazingly well though. So let's take a quick look at the teams, and let's take a quick look at the games been played. So we covered match day 1. We're going to be covering match day 2. So we have the Dogsards versus the Isengard Rockets. That was a 1-0 win for the Isengard Rockets. Let's take a quick look at the stats. So it was, as I said, 1-0 win. It looks like the Orc team got a bit of a break on the armor breaks. Let's take a more in-depth look at the statistics. It was an evenly played game in terms of ball possession. A little bit more for the Isengard Rockets, but not much. Again, blocks succeeded, dead even. But the real tale of the tape comes in the KOs inflicted and the injuries inflicted. None for the Dogsards, and 3 KOs and 4 injuries inflicted for the Isengard Rockets. The Dogsards only ended up with 1 MVP. The Isengard Rockets, they got a lot of SP. They got 1 MVP, they got 4 casualties, I would imagine, and then obviously the 1 touchdown score. So that's good for the development for the Isengard Rockets. Dogsards, not so great. But there's still a lot of season left to get your SPP and build your team and get through to the second round. Grape Flavor taking on Gremlin Wannabes, and that was a nice 2-0 win for the Gremlin Wannabes. And this Goblin team is definitely throwing down the gauntlet and taking it to the man, and just showing the rest of the NATTS League that how evil, despicable and downright deadly Goblins can be. So Grape Flavor had 1 death. They had 3 passes, they had 8 armor breaks. The Gremlin Wannabes got the 2 touchdowns to win the game. They got 3 armor breaks, they caused that 1 death, and they had 4 expulsions. I would imagine that's probably a lot of that is secret weapon expulsions, but still, nothing new to see Goblins with lots of players ejected. But the Gremlin Wannabes, I mean, you can see it plain as day here, right here. The Gremlin Wannabes just were all over the ball. They had the ball possession. They owned this game. And that's the thing about playing Goblins, or playing as Goblins, or playing against Goblins. You can have games where everything fires, everything's great, and you're just like this wrecking ball of death, destruction, and chaos. Then you can have games where nothing works. Anyway, so the Gremlin Wannabes definitely won this one in style. And then we had She's Just My Stepdoctor falling 2-0 to Dances with Wolves. So that's a Necro team and Norse team. And the Norse team got the win. We have 1 successful pass, 5 armor breaks for She's Just My Stepdoctor. We have the 2 touchdowns, 1 pass, 20 armor breaks. Oh my lord. North are on fire. 75% ball possession, 1 pass, 49 blocks versus 21, 4 KOs, 1 injury. Again, Norse, very strong glass cannon team. If they get on a roll, they're really hard to stop. With all that block, it's very hard for them to make a mistake in the blocking game and cause turnovers. And if they get on a roll with injury dice and start getting men up, you're in for a world of hurt, because A good tactic for beating them is to hit them hard and hit them early, and get that numbers advantage, and then just prey on their AV7. But if they start man-upping you and start sort of swarming you, they control the game, they will wreck you 99% of the time. So that kind of looks like what happened here. So that's a great result for the Norse team. We have the Vipers Hydro Monsters in a 2-0 win over the Ankle Slashers. So this is Finn's Skaven team and versus Dark Elf team. Luke Quad 4. Yep. So that's a good result for Luke. Luke is a good coach, so I'm not entirely surprised to see that. Finn is no slouch either. He always seems to beat me, so I definitely would say that he's a pretty good coach. But obviously he's having a bit of a getting started issue with this Skaven team. But that was week 2. Match day 2. Match day 3, only one game has been played so far, and I think the deadline for getting the games in is tomorrow night. So for the games that haven't been played yet, I would definitely get a move on with that. But let's have a look at the results we have. So we have a 3-0 win over Great Flavour for She's Just My Stepdaughter. So bouncing back from last match day's loss, the Necro team was just back in action and kicking ass and taking names, and got a really solid 3-0 win over Great Flavour. Yeah, that's amazing. And the Werewolf got an MVP. So amazing result for this team. Let's take a quick look at the stats. So it looks like there was a lot of the ball on the ground, people fighting over it, but She's Just My Stepdaughter had more of the ball possession, almost half of the game they had the ball. They edged out Great Flavour in blocks. They got one more injury, but it was relatively even for the blocking game. Looks like where these high elves fell down was on ball possession and not making any use of their passing game. It kind of looks like they're trying to play a different race's game by winning a blocking war when they should be sort of focusing on getting the F out of dodge and using dodge to get out of it, and using their passing game. They have an amazing passing game and should definitely be using it. SVP game? Oh my god, that's just disgusting. So She's Just My Stepdaughter, Don't You Judge Me got 16 SVP. Basically you just farmed 16 SVP on one player. Oh my god, that's, as I said, that's disgusting. Let's take a quick look. I've got to look at the team now. I am Sancho, you should be ashamed of yourself. Let's have a look at this look at this player. So basically you got all the SVP in that one last game. Oh my god. And you got Blodge. You leveled up twice with this wolf. Oh my god, that is great for you. As I said, disgusting. You deserve to have this wolf be critically injured by a Noblar block next game for that shameless farming you did in the last game. Good on you. You're putting the SVP where it counts, and yeah, definitely that was a great game for you then. Predictions for the rest of the games this week. So the Dogzards versus Dances with Ulfs. I'm going to give this to the Dances with Ulfs. I'm going to say a 2-1 win. The Gremlin Wannabes versus the Ankle Slashers. I'm going to give it to the Ankle Slashers. I think the Goblin team had their day last game. I think the Skaven are due, and I think the Ankle Slashers are going to win this one. I think it's going to be a 3-0 blowout as well. I've just got a fair feeling that the Goblin team is going to implode, which they want to do. It's no reflection on the coach. As I said, Goblins, they can have amazing games, they can have terrible games, and it all depends on how the dice fall for more than any other team, I think. Then you have the Isengard Rockets versus the Vipers Hydro Monsters. I am going to give this one to the Vipers Hydro Monsters, but barely. I think it's going to be... Actually, no, I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. Yeah, a 1-1 draw I'm predicting for this game. Okay, so let's take a quick look at some of the teams. So let's take a look at the Gremlin Wannabes. Yep, no real development to speak of other than the agility up on the Troll. Splinter, what are you doing to me? This is the agility up on the Troll. I think I saw this last recap and I was curious. Is probably a good way of putting it. I was curious. I was surprised and curious. The Goblin team is one of those teams that you really don't want much SPP. I mean, there's only a few players that you do want it on. You want it on the Trolls. You want it on your Fnatic. No, not your Fnatic. Sorry, your Looney. To get a dirty player if possible, or a sneaky git. Getting it on your Pogo would be nice. Getting Hail Mary pass on your Bombardier would be nice. Getting block on your Fnatic would be nice. I still think you have a little bit too much of the special weapons until you've built up the rest of your team a little bit more. Like you're sitting at over 1k TV, which means no bribes, which means that games are more on a knife edge because these pieces are getting sent off as soon as the drive ends. Then we have the Goblins with no development, and to be honest with you, I'm sure you're not fussed if you get development on them or not, but if you do, then you can get a few nice skills. Diving tackle, sidestep, block if you can get it, would be nice. Yeah, you can add a few nice skills there, but definitely don't want too much SPP on those pieces because they are fairly disposable and you don't really want to bump up your TV too high. Let's have a look at... Let's see how the ankle slashers are doing. This is more of a professional inquiry because I'm one of the other Skaven teams and Finn seems to be doing it just as badly as I am, so let's see how he's doing in terms of his team. So he has the Red Ogre, he has 2 team rerolls, he has the 4 gutter runners, 1 is Blodge, and other than that, no other real development. About the same as me actually, just change up the Red Ogre for a team reroll and an extra lineman, and we're pretty much the same, and development wise as well. Let's have a look at the Vipers Hydro Monsters. There is going to be a tsunami of development on these 3 players once he gets some SPP in. But right now he just has the 1 level up, and that's a Blodge Blitzer. He's got alignment out next game. It's agility busted, so it's probably worth firing. You haven't yet. I think I suggested this last game or last video, but you haven't yet. So who knows? Yeah, we have these 3 players that are about to level, so that's going to be good. 60k in the bank. I would possibly consider saving up for Witch Elves. Just running with loner lineman until you can afford a Witch Elf, which should be soon. Next game. Let's have a look at Great Flavors High Elf team, or sorry, Grey Hearts High Elf team Great Flavor. And we have a Blodge Blitzer, we have another Blitzer that's leveled up, so he's probably going to go Blodge as well. We have 1 lineman with Dodge, so there's nice development on this team. You've got 3 players leveled already, so that's good. Not getting the results you're looking for. You have this lineman out who is AV busted. Ambivalent on whether you keep him or not. Whether I suggest you get rid of him or not. Yeah, you can keep him. I know he's going to be AV7, so he's probably going to be more prone to dying, but I run with a rat team in all pro elves in pretty much every division every league I play in, so I'm no stranger to AV7, and it holds up surprisingly well. Better than you might think. especially if you're playing like an AV8 or AV9 team and you're like, oh, I couldn't do AV7. Yeah, it does better than you think. So maybe you just run with him until run with this injured lineman, AV busted lineman, until he dies. No problems there. I would definitely say use your money to get a catcher. That would be a really prime choice for you, a really good choice for you, because catchers can be and probably will be the star players on your team, and the sooner you get them, the sooner you can start developing them. They don't start out great, but oh my lord, do they develop well a few levels in. So yep, I would definitely get a catcher straight away. Isengard Rockets. Pumpkin Escobar, strong coach and a strong orc team. We have these 2 Black Orcs which he leveled up, which is great. As soon as you can get Black Orcs leveled up and get them block and then start getting them guard, the better your team's going to do. I'm not sure if he's just had this SP land on these Black Orcs or whether he's really tried to focus on getting them leveled up, but that's great. Really, really good sign. And then the Blitzers haven't leveled up yet. They're all a touchdown or 2 Kaz away from leveling up, so won't be long for them. And then you're going to start seeing magical things happening for this Orc team. Orcs start off really strong, they get stronger, and then they plateau a little bit later on. And so, but they are a great team for this format of league. So, and I know that Pumpkin is a good coach. So I'm not foreseeing him not making the playoffs. Put it that way. And that might have been a double negative. I'm not sure. Anyway, Big Grins, Dogzards. Lizman team getting off to a bit of a slow start. We have a movement busted Saurus. We have some Skinks that are close to leveling. We have a Saurus that's close to leveling, but no development as yet. 2 team rerolls, 1 apothecary, 1 fan factor, 1040 team value. And that's one of those things about the Lisbon team, is that they can start really strong and just get stronger and stronger and stronger, and you can have this amazing team in next no time. I think a season or 2 ago, one of the coaches playing in the main division here had, after a few games, he had like all of his Sauruses leveled up and they all had block and they were working on Mighty Blow and Guard, and it was just a disgusting sight to see. Or you could have your Lisbon team go this route where development is so slow and hard and you fail to get that good start, and then it just, it's really, really painful. I too I've had Lisbon teams that have developed both ways, so I know the feeling of exasperation and frustration when you have a Lisbon team that isn't developing, and you're looking around and you're seeing all these other teams with 1 to 3 levels already, and they're working on a whole host more, and you're like, I'm still not leveled, what's going on? Stick with it, Big Rin. I'm sure you will, so I'm not really giving you any new advice, but it will get better, it will come, and then once you start getting these Saurus leveled up, you can start having some fun. Okie dokie. Is there anybody else? Oh, my lord, yes. Dances with Ulfs, Minimo 1, another very strong coach. We have the Yeti, who's doing his thing. He has 2 SPP. We have the 2 Ulfs, Jitterbug and Tango, who are not doing much. They're looking pretty scary though. But definitely when you level these up, go block, and then either go Juggernaut or go guard. I'm saying guard. A lot of people will go sort of Mighty Blow and go for the Ulf's killer pieces. To be honest, they are so slow to develop, and with that strength 4, I think they're more appropriate, and AV8, they're more appropriate to be those pieces that can be guard pieces. You can put them where you want them. They have a higher AV. They're stronger, so they're not as easy for teams to put down. Guard after block would benefit your team more for these ults than sticking them with Mighty Blow and then you trying to make them killer pieces, which your two Berserkers, which I'm about to get into, are going to be much better suited for. So your two Berserkers, definitely develop those as your killers. Mighty Blow, piling on, Pom Piece, and before you know it, it's raining SVP for your Berserkers. They have jump up, so they can knock somebody down, pile on, and then jump up and do it to somebody else next turn, and they've still got their full movement. It's disgusting how fast you can level your Berserkers. If you get them the Mighty Blow and then the piling on, they become wrecking balls. You need to protect them because they can be injured because they're EV7, but they can become the epitome of your glass cannon, the real cannons in your team. Then we have your 3 linemen who've leveled up and you've given them Fend, which is an interesting choice. I like it. I would probably Conga or Square. I would start thinking about things like Tackle or Dirty Player. But the Fend means that you're going to have a hard block, and Fend means you're going to have a hard time knocking them down. But when you do manage to block them, you're not going to go anywhere. You're just going to be frustrated and left standing where you were standing. So that's probably going to work out very well for you. It's a bit of a pity that you've got all your developments on 3 linemen rather than on your positionals, but you're doing well, and I'm sure you're going to carry on doing very well. So let's take a very quick look at the leaderboard. So we have the Goblin Wannabes at 2 wins. We have the Vipers Hydro Monsters at 1 win, 1 draw. We have Dances with Wolves at 1 win, 1 loss. We have She's Just My Stepdoctor with 1 win and 2 losses. Remember, he's played 3 games, whereas everybody else hasn't. Well, one team has. We have the Ankle Slashers coming in at 5th with 1 win, 1 loss. Same for the Dogzards, and same for the Isengard Rockets. And then pulling the bottom of the table is the Great Flavor, the High Elf team, coached by Grey Hart. It's still early stages right now, so this is still anyone's game. But with so many of you sitting on pretty much the same stats, I mean, Mayim Sancho has played 1 more game, but basically I'm considering them and Dance with Wolves down to Isengard Rockets all having the same record. So positions 3 to 7 it's all level pegging, so it's all very much up in the air. Moving ahead, week 4, predicting the Vipers Hydro Monsters over the Dogzards. I'm predicting the She's Just My Stepdoctor. Yeah, I'm going to predict a win for them over the Ankle Slashers. Grape Flavor, Dances with Wolves. I think the Dances with Wolves is going to take that one. And then the Isengard Rockets versus the Gremlin Wannabes. I know that could go anyway. If Splinter gets the dice he needs and the luck he needs, the Goblins are probably going to wreck the Orcs. If it's a fairly even game, the Isengard Rockets are going to take it easily. So that concludes my coverage for match days 2 and 3. I'll catch you next week for match days 4 and 5. And remember, there's scoring and then there's...
Nice job, Callisti. I like the extra in-depth coverage you did there. That's it for BBPN. I apologize for any shortcomings we had. We are currently going under restructuring. And when I mean restructuring, I mean trying to spread out the various talent across the staff. Yeah, and maybe we're going to have to find staff that doesn't use Union. Hey, Scar, you have any suggestions? Okay. That's it. That's everything. I'm done. This is Cadet saying, sometimes I win, most times I lose, but never bet against me.